The Cyrus family is officially in a state of total collapse, and the latest headlines from December 2025 suggest that the damage might finally be irreversible. For decades, the public expectation was that of a tight-knit Tennessee dynasty that conquered Hollywood together. We saw the matching smiles on red carpets, the shared stage at the Grammys, and the legendary bond between a father and daughter that birthed the Hannah Montana era. But the reality that has surfaced throughout 2024 and 2025 is a disturbing web of betrayal, police intervention, and a love triangle that sounds more like a soap opera than a family dynamic. Today, we are going beyond the curated Instagram apologies to look at the secret recordings, the wedding day security blocks, and the legal filings that prove the Cyrus civil war is far from over. This is the story of how one of the most successful families in music history turned into a fractured group of individuals who can barely stand to be in the same room. The narrative we've been fed for years is that the family simply grew apart after Billy Ray and Tish Cyrus divorced in 2022. However, our deep dive into the 2025 timelines and the shocking leaked audio reveals a much darker truth. We are going to answer three massive questions today. First, what exactly was on the leaked audio that caused Billy Ray's own children to publicly beg him to get help? Second, why was Noah Cyrus really blocked from her mother's 2023 wedding by a team of armed security? And third, is the bizarre 2025 biological mother lawsuit just a fan theory, or is there a hidden reason the family fought so hard to bury it in court this December? We have mapped out the receipts from the 2025 Grammy snub to the latest police reports to show you how the most famous family in country music reached a point of no return. We have also consulted with entertainment lawyers and PR strategists to understand how a billion-dollar legacy is being dismantled from the inside out. According to a bombshell audio leak that surfaced in mid-2024 and dominated the headlines well into 2025, the reality of Billy Ray Cyrus's private life is a far cry from his achy-breaky heart persona. Per reports from Entertainment Weekly on July 25, 2024, a recording emerged of Billy Ray berating his estranged wife, Fire Rose, during their bitter divorce battle. In the recording, Billy Ray can be heard calling Fire Rose a selfish bitch and telling her to shut the fuck up. This wasn't just a one-off argument or a moment of heated passion. The recording captured a pattern of behavior that insiders say was the final straw for his children, particularly Miley. Per a legal filing from Fire Rose's team in October 2024, she alleged that she was the victim of extreme verbal and psychological abuse during their brief 7-month marriage. She claimed that Billy Ray would frequently lock her out of the house and monitor her every move. Billy Ray's response to these claims was even more shocking. According to a statement shared via his Instagram story in July 2024, he claimed he was at his wit's end because he discovered Fire Rose was a fraud who was only using him to advance her career. The payout for this behavior was the absolute destruction of his relationship with his adult children. While Billy Ray was fighting Fire Rose in the press, his children were watching the man they once idolized spiral out of control. By January 2025, his eldest son, Trace Cyrus, penned an open letter on Instagram that many interpreted as a public plea for his father to seek mental health support. Trace wrote that he was terrified of losing his father and that the family had been living in a state of chaos for years. This rehooked the public into a new reality. The family patriarch wasn't just eccentric, he was in a deep psychological crisis that his own children were now terrified to manage. The expert lens here suggests that Billy Ray's erratic behavior and the subsequent audio leaks effectively isolated him from his primary source of protection, the Miley Cyrus brand. This leads us to the most shocking point of the entire 2025 saga, and the reason the family is truly split down the middle: the Dominic Purcell love triangle. For over a year, rumors swirled that Tish Cyrus's 2023 wedding to the Prison Break star was a source of massive internal conflict. conflict. The expectation was that Noah and Brayson Cyrus simply skipped the wedding to support their father in the divorce, but the reality, according to a report from People on March 2, 2024, is that Noah and Dominic Purcell were actually seeing each other before Tish started a relationship with him. This isn't just a matter of dating an ex, it's a mother allegedly moving in on a man her daughter was still emotionally connected to. The receipt for this betrayal is found in the wedding day security logs. According to multiple reports from April 2024, Tish actually hired a team of armed security to keep Noah and Brayson out of her wedding ceremony. While Miley Cyrus was walking her mother down the aisle and being photographed for Vogue, her younger sister was reportedly being blocked from the gate of the family estate. This created a permanent rift that has only widened throughout 2025. Per TMZ on August 21, 2025, Noah admitted that the headlines surrounding her mother's wedding were an emotional energy suck, and the family dynamic was no longer functional. The payout is the realization that this isn't just a divorce fallout, it's a daughter who feels her mother stole her partner and then used physical force to keep her away from the celebration. This level of betrayal is almost unheard of in Hollywood dynasties, and it explains why Noah has spent the better part of 2025 posting cryptic messages about family loyalty. While the family was fighting internally over romantic betrayals, a new threat emerged from the outside that briefly united them in a legal battle. According to a lawsuit filed in Malibu and officially dismissed on December 25, 2025, a woman named Jamie Lee claimed to be Miley Cyrus's true biological mother. Per the court filings from October 2025, Lee alleged that she and Billy Ray had an agreement for an open adoption that was breached decades ago. While the court ultimately dismissed the claims as false and absurd, awarding Billy Ray over $7,000 in legal fees to cover his defense, the timing of the lawsuit was a major PR motive for the family. Per Uberata Online on December 25th, Lee spoke to the press claiming that her trauma had been triggered by seeing the family's old homes in the news. The Cyrus legal team moved with lightning speed to shut this down, showing that despite their civil war, they still have a united front when it comes to protecting the Cyrus name and the billion-dollar legacy of Hannah Montana. They couldn't afford a DNA scandal in the middle of a family meltdown. However, the expert analysis from entertainment lawyers suggests that this lawsuit was a symptom of the family's weakness. When a family is as publicly fractured as the Cyruses are right now, it invites opportunistic litigation because people believe the family is too distracted by their own drama to mount a proper defense. In this case, the family was able to swat away the claim, but it served as a reminder of how much they have to lose if they don't get their internal house in order. The most telling receipt of the 2025 fallout wasn't a court document, it was a public snub that was seen by millions. According to the broadcast of the 2024 Grammys and echoed throughout the 2025 award season, Miley Cyrus has systematically erased her father from her narrative of success. Per People on February 2, 2025, Miley attended the Grammys with her mother, Tish, and her sister, Brandy, but noticeably excluded Billy Ray from her acceptance speech for Record of the Year. She thanked her mother, her team, and her fans, but ended her speech by saying, "I don't think I forgot anyone," which many took as a direct jab at her father. This was a tactical PR pivot. By 2025, Miley was publicly speaking about her dark decade and her need for distance from toxic patterns. Per the Reclaiming with Monica Lewinsky podcast on June 10, 2025, Miley admitted that the family was so messy that they couldn't even go to therapy because getting everyone in a room would have been an all-out war. She described the issues as emotional hoarding and admitted that her loyalty was firmly with her mother, Tish. This confirms the reality that Miley is the one who has essentially funded the family's lifestyle for years, and by siding with Tish, she has effectively cut off Billy Ray's access to the industry's most powerful circles. The payout is the image of a fractured empire where the biggest star has officially chosen a side, leaving the patriarch isolated in his own controversies. The expert PR lens suggests that Miley is attempting to preserve her own brand by distancing herself from the erratic behavior of her father and the perceived drama of her sister. The money and PR trail also reveals a family trying to pivot back to a clean narrative through media projects. According to Tish Cyrus's podcast, Sorry, We're Cyrus, in April 2025, she attempted to show a unified front with Noah by gushing over Noah's new fiancé, Pincus. Per reports from TMZ, Tish was using the podcast to smooth over the man-stealing rumors, but the reality was awkward and strained. During one episode, Noah even told her mother on air that she was shocked Tish had been name-dropping her partner so frequently, given their recent history. This is the PR strategy in action. Use the podcast as a platform to project normalcy while the actual relationship is still on ice. They're trying to sell the idea of reconciliation to sponsors while the legal and emotional walls are still very much in place. Expert PR strategists cited by Deadline in late 2025 suggest that the Cyrus family is currently in what they call a controlled burn phase. They are letting the old drama die out by simply refusing to acknowledge it in traditional interviews, even as Billy Ray continues to face backlash for his public meltdowns. The goal is to let 2026 be a year of quiet for the brand, but with Noah continuing to release emotional music and Billy Ray fighting to regain his standing in the country music community, the peace is fragile. The reality is that the family is no longer a cohesive unit that supports one another. They're a collection of individual brands that are often in direct competition for the public's sympathy. In summary, the 2025 Cyrus Civil War isn't just a collection of rumors. It's a documented series of betrayals and legal battles that have fundamentally changed the family dynamic. The expectation of a unified country dynasty has been replaced by the reality of a mother marrying her daughter's ex-partner, a father being recorded in a verbal meltdown, and a global superstar who has officially waved the white flag on family therapy. We've seen the security logs from the 2023 wedding, the leaked audio files from 2024, and the dismissed biological mother lawsuit that closed out 2025. This family has gone from the Hannah Montana dream to a legal and emotional nightmare in the span of just a few years. The insider takeaway is that the Cyrus family is no longer a single unit. They are individual entities fighting for control over their shared history. As 2026 approaches, the question isn't whether they will reunite, but how they will survive the next wave of secrets that are inevitably waiting in the wings. This is a classic case of what happens when a family brand becomes bigger than the family itself, and the pressure of fame causes the foundation to crack. To see how other dynasties, like the Kardashians or the Biebers, are managing their own hidden PR wars right now, you need to check out our Fresh Celebrity Tea playlist. It is the essential next step to understanding the bigger playbook that these stars are using to keep their empires standing even when the foundations are crumbling. Whether it's the latest on the Justin Bieber legal battles or the internal fallout of the Kardashian empire, we have the receipts you won't find anywhere else. You don't want to miss the next chapter of the Celebrity Protection Playbook.